learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater confidence and personal growth. Without further ado, I would like to hand over the control to our president to take meeting in order. Please welcome our club president, TM Santosh Ibrahim, with huge round of applause.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and officially meeting number 46 of the BITP Toastmasters Club is called to order. We have some apologies today because I think we have a very low attendance compared to the normal days. We have a couple of people not available. Our VP Education had to go for an urgency, and few people having vaccinations being done and not being well today. I understand the timer had to go off at the last minute. Any further other than VP Education and the Ahmed Risk, Toastmaster Ahmed Risk, are there any other apologies? Toastmaster Viqaruddin?
Yeah, there is one thing. Toastmaster Gangadhar Rao will join late, and
Okay.
the rest of them all are okay.
All right. So can I also ask whether the agenda is in order? Is there any changes to the agenda as the last agenda which is being published?
Yeah, the agenda, as per the agenda, Toastmaster Ahmed Balushi is not here, and we have 3 speakers. So I think someone has to take the role as a evaluator for Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Sai.
Mohammed Al Sai, in fact, it's Gangadhar. If not, Gangadhar is not there, I will take over. No issues.
Yeah, okay. Gangadhar, anyhow, he's joining. And
Yes.
as requested, Toastmaster Ahmed Balushi, Muhammad Al-Sai, he is also joining late, but I can see here he is in the meeting.
Okay, he's already there. All right. So with that, is there any changes in the printed the agenda which has been already furnished? There is changes, right?
Mr. President, with your permission, I think there was a change we were discussing earlier, that who will be the evaluator of Toastmaster Amit.
Yeah, Toastmaster Amit will now be evaluated by Toastmaster DTN Khalid.
Done.
Yes, DTN Khalid. And then with that, is that the only change? And we have a switch on that. In fact, Toastmaster Khalid Jalal will be evaluated by Toastmaster Santosh Ibrahim. And in fact, that's only difference there. The rest is all secured. Toastmaster Gangadhar will continue to be the evaluator by Toastmaster Sai. And with that changes, can we adopt the agenda?
Mr. President,
Also with the changes of the timer being taken over by Toastmaster Wasim.
Mr. President, with the changes discussed and agreed, I propose the agenda is in order.
Thank you, DTM Khalid. And can somebody second it, please?
I, Toastmaster Muhammad Viqar, seconded that.
Thank you. It's proposed by DTM Khalid and proposed by and accepted by and seconded by Toastmaster Viqaruddin. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, the key to happiness is having a dream. In that case, the key to success is making that dream come true. One of my dreams ever was to become a great speaker. If not a great speaker, at least a good speaker. But the fact remains that forget about being a great speaker. I was not even able to stand on my feet and face a crowd properly. That was my situation. It was my situation where I could not even, I was so nervous to even be on my firm-footed, to go ahead and face a crowd. It is from there that Toastmasters made a difference in my life. Toastmasters helped me to accomplish that dream of mine to become a good speaker. If you would call me great, that is the vocabulary you would use. And I would say that I became a great speaker because Toastmasters gave me the opportunity. And that was even beyond what I thought was humanly possible for me. Now, there is a commonly held thought or a belief system that, Great speakers are born and not made. This is a terrible lie, or rather is simply not true. Because in fact, public speaking, just like any other skill, like tennis, like football, like volleyball or whatever, is a skill that you can learn and you can excel if you give some focus and time for it. Now, when I started speaking, just like any other speakers who are beginners, I had this fear factor, this fear of, thinking that I might say something foolish and embarrass myself in front of people, a room full of people. But gradually that fear, that I overcame that, I could get over that particular fear. How did I manage to do that? Is it that suddenly a bolt of lightning confidence strike me? No. I was able to overcome that. I was able to overcome that fear because I believed in my unique message. Each one of us, you and I, all of us have a unique message. All of us have unique experiences. And the simple confidence and the simple belief that I can make a difference in the life of people by sharing my message was my only confidence that I have, that helped me to overcome that fear that I will be making mistakes when I stand up and speak. Yes, you have a unique message. I have a unique message. You have a unique experience. I have a unique experience. And when we come together and share it in Toastmasters, that unique experiences make us what we are. You cannot be a Santosh Abraham. I cannot be DTM Khalid. And you can never be Toastmaster Amit or Toastmaster Viqaruddin. We all are unique in our own ways. And that is the confidence that we have, that our messages and our theology and what we share as our experiences are only belonging to us. It is unique to us. And it is that belief. It is that belief that is so bigger than the fear that I had of the fear of, embarrassing myself or making a foolish mistake in front of people. Many great speakers become great when they're willing to go and fall on their face in front of many audiences, as many audiences if they are willing to fail until the time you get it right. You cannot fail in anything in your life. You can only learn from your experiences. Yes, you cannot fail in anything. You can only learn from your experiences and grow in that process. What is the difference between a good speaker and a great speaker? Have you ever thought about it? What is the difference between a good speaker and a great speaker? The difference is just this. A great speaker leaves the audience thinking just after he left. Just a good speaker leaves the audience thinking to themselves, man, that was an awesome speech. He is so great. But a great speaker is someone who leaves the audience thinking that, wow, I can also make my dreams possible. You see the difference? That is what great speakers do. Great speakers motivates. Great speakers are able to make others also to believe that they can achieve their dreams. Yes, that is why in Toastmasters we motivate. We give that we give all the kind of support, and we transform people to be great speakers, so that they can motivate others also to believe that they can achieve their dreams. And this wonderful movement called Toastmasters was founded by Dr. Ralsei Smedley in the year 1924 in Santa Ana, California, which today has over 358,000 members spread across 143 countries. And as IT professionals, we all can speak. There's no dumbfolded IT professionals in this group, I believe. But in Toastmasters, what we learn is that while what we speak is important, how we speak is also much more important. What we speak is important, but how we speak is even more important, is what Toastmasters speakers. And in the BITP Toastmasters Club, we are in the process of building, empowering great speakers, great leaders, and great mentors who all lead the way so that we can move across with even greater enthusiasm. You are in a club of technocrats, technical people, IT professionals, who are not just IT professionals in front of a laptop who knows how to key in words and who knows to do the coding and to do the project management analysis. There are people who can speak their words, speak their ideas, and convey their thoughts together. That makes Bahrain IT Professionals Toastmasters much more different than any other clubs. So welcome one more time to the 46th meeting of the Bahrain IT Professionals Toastmasters Club. Thank you. Moving forward to the meeting. To captain our meeting, our Toastmaster of the day is a person who always takes up roles very willingly. He's our VPPR. I think we need to probably take a number toll of how many times he has really how many times he has called up and he's really taken up the roles of the TMOD. He's been very, very valiant in doing that. He's a person he's a split-second person who can take up any roles at any point of time. We call him the international speaker. He's available in the US one day. He's available in the Malaysia another day. The same one person who can travel to 3 countries in the same day. You know, he attends 3 meetings probably in the same day. So we have our VPPR, the CGD of Area 3 and the marketing coordinator for District 20, our Toastmaster, Viqaruddin. But before I call him across, I would like to cordially welcome our General Evaluator, who is, so I'm sorry that we could not call you across earlier because we're just in the process of getting some changes done. We have General Evaluator Toastmaster Srijit Raja who is joining us. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for the wonderful introduction. Just for the benefit of the club members, I am also an IT professional in terms of a profession, in terms of a career. Wonderful. And I'm right now a member of the Palakkad Toastmasters and the current president of the Palakkad Toastmasters Club. Okay. And been only very short span of time with Toastmasters since 2016. And I've taken a few roles in the area level as well. And I've also represented my club at the area contest for different speeches, the international and table topics. My favorites are books. I love to read. And I love to meet people and travel, and driving is my passion. Wow. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. President.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us, Toastmaster. Yeah, and we have not, the guests who have joined a little later. So I would like to welcome Toastmaster Aditya. Aditya, would you be able to briefly introduce yourself? If you can hear us, Toastmaster Aditya.
Hi.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, hi, thanks. I was not prepared, but my good friend Amit invited me just a couple of minutes back, and Toastmasters have always been a dream platform for me, but for whatever artsy reason, I have never been able to join you guys. So I feel deprived for that. But then today, when I got the invite, I thought maybe why not now? So I got out from one meeting, I joined here. I'm feeling so elated right now. I'll not take time introducing myself, other than that I have just been in this field of IT and project management for last 15, 16 odd years. And when I talk about what I like under the
I think you're muted.
Did you get muted, Aditya? Ah, okay, yeah. Yes, go ahead, speak. Yeah, you are unmuted now. Go ahead. Yeah, Aditya, there is always a first time. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. And and we have Altaf. Altaf, would you like to briefly introduce yourself? Okay, I can't get Altaf. So is there any other guests which I have not addressed here? In that case, we will move across to the TMOD, the captain. Please take over. Please welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mohammed Viqaruddin. The virtual stage is yours. Please take over.
Thank you, Mr. President. My brief introduction. And today we have very less attendance due to some engagement with our guest and others. And I will not take much time. So I would like to start the meeting. So meeting it had, as all our Toastmasters knows, our meeting today's, the theme is International Women's Day. So just I would like to say some brief about our theme, woman. Can you abbreviate someone what is woman? I can abbreviate. W, wonderful. O, outstanding. M, marvelous. A, adorable. N, nice. This is the abbreviation for the woman. International Women's Day is a global day for celebrating for social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The day also marked call to action for accelerating gender parity. Significant activities witnessed worldwide as groups come together to celebrate women's achievement or rally women's equality. Usually mark annually on March 8th, International Women's Day is one of the most important day of the year too. So number one, celebrate women's achievement. Number two, raise awareness about women's equality. Number three, lobby for accelerated gender parity. Number four, fundraise for female focused charity. So I will not take much time. We'll move on. As per our meeting, we have 3 sessions. The number one, speaking. Number two, table topic. Number three, evaluation. For continuing this meeting, we had a role play. Due to some emergency of our club members are not available, we have, like our president has praised me, be an international speaker or an international traveler, and we had a very great person who is also capable to take any role. And he is our ExCom member, Toastmaster Wasim. He will take multiple role. So today also we need to a huge round of applauses for him to taking timer role. So I would like to invite him to speak about the timing criteria for today's meeting. Toastmaster Wasim.
Thank you very much, TMOD, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Good evening. My responsibility as a timer to time table topics, prepared speeches, journal evaluation, and individual evaluation. I will alert the speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red card, which denote specific timing remaining. Table topics, speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will display the green background. At 1 minute 30 seconds, amber. At 2 minutes, red. For prepared speeches, 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will just display green background. At 6 minutes, amber. At 7 minutes, red background. Evaluation, 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will change the background to green. At 1 minute, 30 seconds to amber, and at 2 minutes, red. 30-second time will be given to all speakers, table topics, as well as in journal evaluators. At the end of the meeting, I will just given my report when asked. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasim, for your brief introduction about the timer. Thank you so much. Hope our speakers understand the timing criteria as usual. Now again, I would like you to say again one more time and the role as our special Toastmaster Vasim is taking Grammarian and Accounter role. So I request him to explain the criteria for the Accounter and the Grammarian. Over to you, Toastmaster Vasim.
Once again, thank you, TMOD. As an art counter, my job is my role as an art counter is to count the number of unnecessary sounds or repetitive words you may use when you are speaking on stage. I'll be observing and taking note of the word such as like, repeated words. These are filler words that affect the effectiveness of a speech. I'll present my report when called upon by the journal evaluator. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vasim, again for your brief introduction about this one. Can you share what is the word of the day for the, as a grammarian?
As, as grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any misuses of the English language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is nostalgic, which means anything that brings back good memories. An example of using the word is she felt nostalgic about the person she used to be and hated the person she had become now. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give a word of the day report and grammatically usage report when called upon during the meeting. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Super Toastmasters, for today's meeting. Toastmaster Vasim taking multiple roles, and I do really appreciate as well as our XCOM and everyone. Thank you so much. We'll move on for overall meeting to see and give the critical thinker and the communication about overall meeting performance of our meeting. Today we had a special Toastmaster. Toastmaster. He is a Toastmaster since 2016 when he joined Palakkad Toastmasters. He is current president of Palakkad Toastmasters. He had taken up numerous roles at the club and area level. He had represented his club at area club contest. His favorite segment of Toastmasters meeting in the table topic. So we have very lovely table topic today. So his first love is books. I will not take much time. I would like to invite Toastmaster Shrijit Raja to explain his role for today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Shrijit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mohammed, for the wonderful introduction. Fellow ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, it's my pleasure to be part of this meeting of the Bahrain IT Professionals. It takes me back to nostalgically to my career in India, where I started my IT career, and I had a lot of IT friends. And I'm still with IT, information technology itself, in a part of a project management role. So today my responsibility would be to observe this meeting and pass on my feedback and comments and areas of improvement that you can focus on. So, that's my responsibility for the day today. And I do believe that I'll be able to take a couple of learnings also from your meeting here today. So thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shrijit Raja, for your role for today's meeting as a GE, General Evaluator, which is very critical thinking. Thank you so much for being over here, for your presence. It giving me pleasure for us to take your experience at the end of our meeting. Now we'll move on. We'll start our first session, which is speaking. For that, we have a great speakers. First, I would like to invite our Toastmaster, who is a special Toastmaster. By his look, you can see his amazing things will speak today. I will not take much time. I would like to invite first the evaluator number 1 for our next speaker about his speech criteria and the project. I would like to request DTM Khaled Jalal to speak his speech criteria for his speech. Over to you, DTM Khaled Jalal.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, and Toastmasters and our guests present today. Very warm welcome. An honor and pleasure for me to be the evaluator of our charter member, Toastmaster Ahmed, who is attempting his project 1 on the dynamic leadership path under the evaluation and feedback. And the purpose of his project is for him to present and speak on any topic and receive feedback and apply those feedback in the future project. The timer, please note the time allotted for him is 5 to 7 minutes, and I wish him very good luck today. Thank you, and back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, DTM Khaled Jalal, to explain his speech criteria about his speech. Now, I will not take much time. I am waiting for listen to his speech after a very long time. I listened to him while he was there as in person. He is very inspirational person for me. When I join as a Toastmasters, I see when he's speaking and opening the meeting as a surge at arms. So before giving him the handover, let me introduce. He is a IT professional, 16 plus year of experience in project management, process analysis, software application development using Microsoft technology in multiple domains. And he is having lots of experience. And if I say now, it will not enough time to speak. Right now, he's working as a senior business analyst in Bahrain National Holding Company. I will not take much time. I request all our participants to welcome him for his huge round of applause for Toastmaster Amit Singh, and he's attempting his project, which is dynamic leadership, evaluation and feedback, and the project title, The Joy of the Unexpected. The Joy of the Unexpected. Toastmaster Amit Kumar, over to you.
Before the meeting, I just want to align all the technological thing that it is working fine. Am I audible?
Yes.
Visible?
Yes.
I'm loud enough?
Yes.
Thank you for that.
And tall enough too.
Thank you. Before starting my speech, I would convey my regards and my greetings to all the women in the world on this Women's Day. Today, 8th March, happens to be Women's Day, and I know in person 2 women who got empowered today, especially 2 women. One is my mother and one is my sister. Both got married on the same day. Today is their anniversary. So I am congratulating all the mothers, all the women, all the sisters, all the friends, women friends in this world on this Women's Day. Where will I be 5 years from now? Frankly, I do not want to know, and I do not know. That's the one of the greatest thing about life. It's full of surprises. Distinguished guests and fellow Toastmasters, good evening. My journey in this Bahrain has started somewhere in 2017. I decided 2017 to go abroad, and I landed in Bahrain 26 July 2017 on a consultation contract. Within no time, I made myself accustomed to the organization and won many accolades. As a result, the company or the management has decided to send me on an assignment to Lusaka, Zambia. Actually, it was an assignment, or you call it a mission, to normalize the relation with customer. There were 40 long assignments that I need to complete. I was very excited, and I started searching attractions and tourist spots in Lusaka, like anyone of my age would have done. I even shortlisted some attraction like African safari, the mighty Victoria Falls in Livingstone. I was so happy. I dreamed away to a great sleep that night. I submitted my visa and passports for the documentation purposes. But the first, not so pleasant surprise came that I was supposed to take vaccine. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but a total of 5. Somehow, I managed that vaccination processes, I finally got my air ticket and the hotel bookings. You know, guys, my hotel booking done by the company was for Taj residence. The flight was Emirates. What else you can ask for? Your very first client visit, especially in Lusaka, in middle of Africa. Everything was perfect. It was a great flight, landed Lusaka on time, somewhere at 10 in the night. I was in the immigration queue, and I was surprised to see that all the lights at the runway and other areas in the airport started getting switched off, one after another. Do airport close down like a shop? Oh yes, I learned that on that visit. It was a Lusaka airport that shut down at 10 in the night. And my flight was the last. It will open tomorrow morning. Now comes the next big surprise. Not so pleasant. I learned that the visa stamped on my passport was not from Zambian embassy. It was from British embassy, and on behalf of Zambian embassy or government of Zambia, being a Commonwealth a country, the officer was saying that this is not a valid visa. No, you can't enter. And she said, you can't return either. As the airport is closed till morning. What are the options? I asked. She told me, you have to pay a visa fee of $500, not 500 Zambian kwacha, it's 500 US dollars. I did not have that money with me. But I was speaking, the lights in the airport went off one after another. I quickly asked, yes, for my baggage, how can I collect my baggage? Then the generous lady sitting at the immigration counter allowed me to go near to the conveyor belt to collect my baggage. And another surprise came. My one and only baggage was missing. Somewhere God was merciful, and that's why he sent the immigration officer to help. She took me to every counter to report the baggage loss. I'm sure on that particular
I think we lost his connection. I am audible to you, everyone?
Yes, it was about him. I thought it's something to do with me. No.
Yeah.
All the time.
All right. Okay. So I think he got stuck somewhere.
Pause the time.
Maybe the internet connection is not stable.
His connection has gone off. He's off.
Yes.
Probably we'll have to let him come back. 1 second, just hold on.
Yeah, already he qualified for the speech, but I think he could not make his conclusion.
He was going a bit slow. I think he's still got half a speech left.
So now we will move to the next speaker.
Wait for a second if he comes back, or else we'll move for the next speaker. He reboots back again in 1 minute. It's quite obvious that his internet connection went off.
I will give him a call. We'll check.
Somebody else is logging in. I don't know whether it's him.
No, son.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. You went off.
Oh my God. I did not. I'm so sorry for that. It was a network issue.
It's okay. Can you continue it? Timer, can we start him off from 5 minutes?
Toastmaster Amit?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you can continue with your speech where
You can continue with your speech timer. Maybe we can reset it to 5 minutes and we can start from 5 minutes. But you can start from where you left.
Okay.
Do you remember where you left?
Yes, somewhere at the airport immigration office.
Yeah, airport immigration. You were talking about your only baggage being missed,
Yeah.
and the immigration officer coming and helping you out. That's it. That's the last part. All right.
Okay, I will continue from there.
All right. Timer. Start from 5.
Okay, now the time is set on Mr. TM Amit.
You can start from 5, the green part.
Yeah, fine.
Thank you for that. The God was merciful and sent immigration officer to help. She took me to every counter reporting the baggage loss. I'm sure every person in the airport was waiting for me to finish the formalities so that they all can go home. The Almighty heard their prayers and became kind again to send my local driver who came to pick me up at the immigration counter searching for Amit Kumar. The angel driver somehow managed to get me out of the situation. Next day morning, when I got to work in Lusaka, I did not spare a single person who was involved in all this planning for the misery I went through. I got the work done and fortunately completed all the assigned tasks ahead of schedule. Therefore, the CFO, another angel of that company, wanted to thank you and thank you with a paid visit to Livingstone, my dream destination when I started searching for those, accompanied by one of the office staff. Yes, it was a good gesture from them. A wonderful journey has started. It was 472-kilometer drive from the capital city of Zambia, that is Lusaka, to Livingstone. It is bordered with Zimbabwe. Reached there, enjoyed African safari, mighty Victoria Falls, splendid Victoria Falls I enjoyed, and the great discotheque, not to forget, which played some poppy Bollywood numbers. That was a dream come true in that visit. Next day, I returned to Lusaka. It was a complete blackout due to heavy thunderstorm. Stayed overnight in the hotel with candles. Next day, the angel driver came to pick me up and drop me at the airport. I reached at the airport and handed over my SIM card to the driver, which he gave me for temporary use. My series of surprises were not over. At the counter, the lady with the sweet voice said, "Sir, you were supposed to fly yesterday." What? How could I make this mistake? Now, what do? I do not have SIM card. I ran out of money. What should I do? I apologize for missing yesterday's flight and asked her for the option. The sweet lady said she can't arrange for the flight from. She can arrange from the flight for flight from Lusaka to Johannesburg, but she is not sure that I will get a room in a connecting flight or not. Start thinking that what if I landed in Johannesburg and did not find any seat in the connecting flight? I was worried. Then her sweet voice echoed again and said, "Sorry, sir, if they will not find a room in business, they will arrange you in economy class." Yes, you heard it right. It was a business class booking. Without giving a second thought, I asked her to proceed with the booking. It was a truly assignment full of surprises, uncertainty. The client was billed for 19 days. I got paid for 20 days and had an unforgettable tour of Africa. Some good things in life does not come in beautiful packages. It comes in the midst of unpleasant surprises. If you weren't surprises by your life, you wouldn't be alive today. Life is itself a surprise. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit, for your wonderful speech and wonderful journey from Africa. Move on. So now we will go back to our next speaker. Before going to our next speaker, I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Santosh Ibrahim, to explain the speaker objective. Back to you, Toastmaster Santosh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Viqaruddin. The speaker, Toastmaster DTM Khalid, is attempting the L2 project of the presentation mastery. It is a second attempt. And it's all about understanding your communication style. The purpose of this speech is this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. This is the second speech that is attempting right now. The purpose of the speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. The member will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic and incorporate feedback from his previous speech evaluation. That's all from my side. I wish good luck to the speaker. Back to you, Toastmaster Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh Ibrahim, to his speech, to give his introduction. Now we will move on. Our next speaker, he is also my inspirational Toastmaster, inspirational leader in Toastmasters. He is IPP, immediate past president of the Charter Club of Bahrain IT Professional Club. He is in area, he is in division. Division C is most of the highest members or club has opened by our next speaker. And he's lots of club he's opened. I am not counting how many club he has a member and a president. So we will not take much time. We'll move on to the next speaker, DTM Khalid Jalal, attempting his project pathways, presentation mastery, evaluation and feedback. And the title of his speech is The Currency. The Currency, DTM Khalid Jalal. Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Sarvanis. Timer, are you ready? Fellow Toastmasters and our guests in this meeting today, can I ask you one question? Do you know what is the thing, if you share it, it doesn't reduce, but it increases? Think about it.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Thank you, Mr. President. The only wealth on this earth which increases by sharing is the knowledge. And what are we doing in this club today? We are sitting together, sharing information and seeking knowledge, sharing knowledge. By Toastmasters and our guest, according to me, life is a project. Because we start the life with a breath, you're born, and we end the life with another breath of death. So we have start and we have an end. It's a complete definition of a project. So life is a project. Now, in a project, like our previous speaker just spoke about his experience, I want to share about 3 important aspects of life which we need to encash. We need to have check for those 3 items in life. No, love matters. No, love matters. When I say no, it's not the N-O no, it's the K-N-O-W no, it's the knowledge. The first thing in our life, according to me, which we need to encash is to know not somebody else, is to know who we are. Who is Khalid? Why he exists on this earth? What is his background? What are his values? What are his strengths? And these knowledge needs to be documented not on a piece of paper and archived in a shelf, but should be documented in the heart and in the brain and has to be memorized and synced at all the time. If we get the knowledge right, that is the first check in our life we encash. Know yourself. If you know yourself, you know how to respect others because you know respect is important for yourself. And if you know yourself, you know that you want to be loved. And similarly, you need to love others because they deserve to be loved as well. Talking about love, I'm not talking about the love of the movies, Hollywood, Bollywood, Lollywood. I'm talking about the real love of a family, parents, the siblings, your cousins, your neighbors, your colleagues at work, the people live in the country where you live in, the people who live on this earth, because don't forget, we are living in a virtual era right now. To me, to be happy in life, you need a lot of love. But there is one small element, the negativity, the certain part, which drives us from happiness to sadness or to worries or to problems. Let me tell you a formula. Write it down on a piece of paper. If it doesn't work for you, come back to me. I'll return your fees in the form of a blank check. Formula is your happy life is equal to love minus hate. The more hate you have in your kitty, the more unhappy life you have. Simple mathematics. And definitely, if you want to have better happy life, let the hate go away. Don't stop it. Let it go. And if you want to be the 100% happiest person on this earth, make a constant value to hate. Put a big 0 to it. So your happy life will become equal to love. You live a very happy life. No love matters. Talking about matters, we need to know what matters to somebody else matters to me, and what matters to me may also matter to somebody else. So I need to be very, very careful in my thinking, in the way I work, in the way I treat people. No matter what we have done in the past, that is the past, that is the negativity, that is the Saturn, that is needs to go out from our life. And we need to start every day with a blank page and make it a positive page going forward. There's an author, Christian Franklin, put a beautiful quote to this. The quote says, "Life is a blank slate. What matters most is what you write on it." Life is full of opportunities to fix the problems. The way our earlier speaker fixed all the problems before the time and returned back to his home country, after a lot of fun, of course. Similarly, we can get all the negativity of our life on day-to-day basis, no matter how much negativity we have in our life. And somebody else also quoted, "Tomorrow is the first blank page of a 365-page book. Write good one." So my advice is to know yourself, know your worth, know others. Love yourself, love others, remove the negativity from your life, and you will have a very happy life from this point onwards. Memorize the formula. Happy life is equal to love minus hate, and you have to put a big zero to the hate element, and your life will be the most happiest on this earth. No love matters. In cash, all the three, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Such a wonderful speech. I want the check, as you said in the speech.
That was part of a speech.
Thank you, and such a wonderful speech from, as always, with DTM Khaled Jalal. So now we'll move on. Toastmaster Mohammed Asai, are you available over here?
Yes.
Yeah, mashallah. Mashallah, you are ready for your speech.
Yes.
Great to see you after a long time. Thank you so much for being over here. We'll move on. Before we'll move on, I would like to request our VPM, Vice President Membership of our club, and he's a senior manager in auditing company. I request him, Toastmaster Gangadhar Rao, to invite the evaluator number, explain the speaker objective for Toastmaster Muhammad Al Sain. Toastmaster Gangadhar Rao, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Respected President, fellow Toastmasters, and distribute a very good evening to you all. It's always a pleasure to evaluate the icebreaker speech. The member is going to start his journey today with his first speech. Toastmaster Muhammad Al Sain. And the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of speech. So member is free to speak on any subject and just introduce himself to the club. I wish Toastmaster Muhammad Al Sain all the best. And back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gangadhar Rao, for objective for the next speaker. So we will move on to our next speaker. He is our newer member. I'm very happy. He is breaking his ice over here, and he's having a good background he's using. I love it. And we'll move on. He is the principal in investment bank. It will not take much time. I would like request to our next speaker. Before move on, timer. This is icebreaker speech. So the time for this 4 to 6 minutes. So now I would request Toastmaster Mohammed Al-Sai to start his speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Mohammed Al-Sai.
Thank you, and good evening to all. I have a small question. Would I be able to have a presentation at the same time?
Yes, if you can, yes.
Okay.
Evaluator, at your call.
If I can have my video on the side and the presentation on the side, would be great.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. Usually,
Yeah, you can.
You can share your presentation screen. Yeah.
It's disabled.
Yeah, it's enabled.
Now enabled, yeah. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
very well.
What do you see on your screen?
The journey that made me.
Oh, okay, great. Just to make sure I have two screens, so I don't want to be sharing the wrong screen. Great. And you can see me also, right?
Yes.
yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay. Can we start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. So good evening, all. My name is Mohammed Al-Sai. I am a father of three. I have two boys and a daughter. So my speech is my icebreaker. So I've done a few speeches, not much, a few webinars. I'm not very, I'm happy with it, but not as I would like to be. I think I can improve much. And I've been, looking at Toastmaster for a very long time, but never got to work, and join a team. So thanks to Khalid Jalal, he introduced me to the Toastmaster. So my history is about the journey that made me. So, I started with the, school, university, and graduated and got my MBA. So luckily, my father sent me to summer school. The first time I was 12 years old. It was a very good experience. I get to travel on my own. He handed me my passport and he took me to the airport and said, Mohammed, you have to take this flight. Once you reach your destination, they will pick you up, go to the registration counter. They're going to pick you up on a bus to a school. So I spent 6 weeks in Switzerland. I've also had opportunity to go to a summer school in the US a couple of times. All of them were 6 weeks. So that helped me improve my English and improve other skills, even learning other languages. I didn't advance on the other languages, Spanish and French, but I got to at least try something. So my high school, I started with industrial electronics. It was great. I like electronics since I was young. I was always playing with things and breaking some toys to look what's inside. So, after graduating from high school, I went to a university or a junior college in the US. It's a Kemper Military College. So, that's me in the uniform. So, joining a military college taught me a lot about principles and, improving myself, being on time and, respecting, different things and, how to work in school, how to manage time, how to be, independent. So moving on, I then moved to University of Missouri, and that's also a state in the US. I was there until the 9/11 events, unfortunately, and I returned back to Bahrain. After that, I joined Bahrain Airport Services as a trainee. At the same time, I registered at NYIT. They had a university in Bahrain. It took me about a year and a half or 2 years about to complete what was remaining to get my bachelor's. So my journey continued. I continued at work for a couple of years before starting my MBA in DePaul University and BIBF in Bahrain. So, I did a lot of study, like especially in IT, specializing in Microsoft, like MCSE, which is a Microsoft System Engineer. I did a CCIE in networking, certified ethical hacker, and among a lot of other certifications. I am very proud of what I have achieved. It has made me what I am today. I started my journey being help desk in Bahrain Airport Services, BAS, in 2001. I quickly became a security system admin and moved to infrastructure admin. 2007, I moved to Arcapita Bank. In Arcapita Bank, I spent a couple of years. I've advanced my career, and later, 2010, I moved to Qatar Islamic Bank in Qatar for about 3 years and a half. Later on, I joined Arcapita Investment Management in 2013, and I have started as an associate, a senior associate, and now I'm a principal. Mainly my role started as infrastructure manager. Now I am a technical manager. I am the second to the IT manager in Arcapita. And next, I move on to my hobbies. So I like my hobbies. I'm a very outgoing person. I like the outdoors. So I enjoy training falcons from the wild and teaching them how to hunt. It also taught me a lot of things, to be patient, especially with dealing with animals that are in nature. They are birds of prey, so they are used to blood and eating other animals. Some of my other hobbies is overlanding. I like to drive my car. So I take a lot of trips. Even when I was in the US, I go hunting, I go exploring, hiking in the desert or in the forests. So I have one of my Instagram accounts, and it shows, I post all my pictures about my hobby, how I set up my car. I also integrate many things, like because I like electronics, so I do most of the work on my car. So my car has extra batteries, it has a solar connection. So when I reach, some of the areas I go to are, 3-4 hours away from the closest, city or village or petrol station. So I have to have something that is very reliable. And, how I get the electronics into my hobby is, configuring a way that I can have a freezer and a fridge in my car. I have extra batteries, depend on solar. And I'm not big on photography, but I try to get the best. Some of the pictures I have here are from my friends. And another hobby that I have is scuba diving. So I like scuba diving. I'm, now it's winter, although I have the suit, but I'm not much into diving in the cold. It hurts my ears. So, I tried, I'm still moving on with my diving license. I'm advancing into technical diving soon. So technical diving is not about doing technical work under the water, but it's moving to a deeper level. So you can reach up to 90 meters underwater or even deeper with depending on your license. I also like electronics, like I said. So I have a picture in the corner, maybe on your left bottom side. This is how I configure. It's inside my car. I'm also into cooking. So I started a business with Corona sitting at home. So I started cooking, and my first, it's a barbecue kit, and I sell raw meat, marinated or seasoned, and the person would just buy it. All they have to do is just enjoy the barbecue and enjoy their time with their families and friends. So I started with one dish, tandoori, chicken tandoori. Maybe one day you'll get to try it, and chutney. So it's good, it's picking up. So I'm happy of that also. So I like sailing. I used to compete in sailing. I got first place for a capita about in 2006. I got second place in 2007. I stopped sailing, but maybe when I get the chance, I'll go again. I'm also an amateur radio. So amateur radio is using the walkie-talkie, but it's a different field. You can communicate with other countries, other people around the world. You can do satellite communication, and there are many things you can do with amateur radio. I am very proud of my success and my failures are the success of me today. So these are lessons learned that we, learn, and don't think of failure as failure. It's lesson learned, and it's what makes you stronger and better. And I would like to conclude my speech with this today. And thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my speech.
Thank you so much for your.
I have a video. I don't know if I have enough time. Maybe I can play a little bit of it. Otherwise, you can move on to the next speaker.
This is off the video, but then it will help us to understand you more. It's off your speech. Go ahead and play it. No issues. Let's see it.
Thank you. So it's a long video. I'll start skipping. This is my car on the side. You can see it. We are very far away. We are closer to the Jordanian border, about 15 kilometers. This is the extension of Al-Aqaba. I don't know if you've heard. Wadi Ram, which is the valley of Ram and Cleopatra, I think they call it also. So this is the extension in the Saudi area. So it's in the Saudi borders. It's very big, it's huge. It has almost the same kind of landscaping. It's here I'm in a valley. It's between, you rarely see this, which you see mountains built from rocks. It's pure rock. And between the mountains, it's sand dunes, which makes it very difficult to get in and out. You need special skills. You need a good car that you can depend on and rely on. So I will not take much time. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your wonderful icebreaker speech. Amazing. I have not seen any speech before like icebreaker, which you have made it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now we will move on as per our agenda. Now we have now the table topic. Mr. President, we have to make the table topic now or after the business session?
Table topic now.
Okay. So now I will not take much time, and introduction is not required for our table topic master. DTM Khalid Jalal, over to you for the table topic.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ceremonies. Let me